We welcome to the studio Ripka, Ray Duff Ripka. That's like a baseball name. Did you play baseball, Ray?
I did.
Duff? You did?
I played baseball, yes.
Wow.
Probably my favorite sport next to that and football.
Stepping to the plate, Duff Ripka. Swung on and hit deep left field. Anyway, you are a lucky man to be standing here talking, correct?
I am.
Tell us your story.
I had never had heart problems at all.
Okay.
And I had undergone a knee replacement on November 5th, and of course, you need an EKG before you go into any serious surgery, and everything was fine. And then 2 days before Christmas, I was getting ready for a family holiday party at the kitchen sink, trimming vegetables for a dip. When all of a sudden, I breathed in deep, and I got hit with a real excruciating pain from my voice box, maybe 6 inches down my chest.
Wow.
And I thought, since I had a cold, and I thought it was due to respiratory problems, and it hung on. So after about 3 or 4 minutes, I decided, well, maybe I better go get it checked out. And as a precaution, I went to the internet and looked up the symptoms for heart attack, and of the 6 main symptoms, this is the only one I had. I had no shortness of breath. I had no weakness. I had no pain in my jaw or my shoulders or my back or anything like that. But I did pop 3 baby aspirin just as a precaution.
There you go.
There you
Take
go.
your baby
down.
aspirin.
Yep, baby aspirin.
I knew
Okay.
that. In my former job, I was a long-term care administrator, and I had known some of the things that you should do if it is heart-related. So I did that, jumped in the car and went down. And
You drove yourself?
I drove myself. I thought it was respiratory.
Oh, my goodness.
And when I got there, they took me right, Evangelical. I had never been to the ER in a long, long time. But as soon as they said, they heard chest pain, boom.
There you go, right into the heart center.
They were right in, blood work and an EKG to compare with the one I had for the knee. And everything looked fairly good. So they said they still wanted me to see a cardiologist, and I thought, well, I'm going to Williamsport or Geisinger. They said, no, we
got it here.
We have it
we
here.
got it here, Duff.
Even on a Saturday, we have it here. So,
Oh, that's great.
So Dr. Pfeiffer was the cardiologist. He came in, and he thought possibly a blood clot because of the knee surgery.
Oh,
So
okay.
they did a CAT scan to rule out the chest or the respiratory problem, and the CAT scan, that was negative. And he said, I'd like to do a catheterization. And I said, no, I'm going home.
No, see you
everything's
later.
fine. You know, I feel foolish for even coming. It's fine.
Were you still experiencing pain at that point?
No, I have.
It had gone away.
It had gone away.
So did he get you, Dr. Pfeiffer, did he get you to stay?
With that, and Dr. Connolly, who was the ER physician, and a couple of the nurses said, listen, you felt strong enough that something was wrong, that you got in a car and you drove here on your own. Let us help you find
can't
out
quit
for
now,
sure
right?
what it is.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
My oldest son, and my fiance were with me at the time. They just pointed their fingers and said, you're listening.
You're listening.
So that trip saved your life.
That trip saved my life. I thought I'd have to go somewhere else for the catheterization, and they said, no, we're going to do it here in a half an hour. I had no idea Evangelical had come so far in all these years.
Wow.
Wow.
So I was awake the whole time, and they, about 45 minutes in, they said, Mr. Ripka, you had a heart attack, and you have an artery that's 100% blocked.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
And I was a fairly active person. I'm a sports official, and I exercise daily and try to keep fit for the seasons. And I was just alarmed that, wow, I had no idea.
So we still have you on the planet, Duff.
Thank goodness.
And soon you'll be back on the playing field as soon as that artificial knee heals up, and we'll be watching you referee baseball and softball in Central PA. What an amazing story.
Such a good story. One thing I want to highlight, though, you only had one of the 6 main symptoms that folks generally experience for a heart attack, so 1 out of 6, you'd think, no big deal. But you shared something with me sitting on our couch here that I thought was so cool. You took to social media and told your story.
I did. Since it since it happened to me like that, I thought, I have so many friends and Facebook friends. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I'm going to chronologically put everything that happened down in a story on social media on Facebook. And I got it out there. And a day before the New Year's Day, I got a personal message from a friend of mine who said, thank you for saving my life.
Unbelievable.
He said, I've been experiencing some problems. And he said, I came in, made some hot chocolate. I was in the garage working, and I thought, well, I'll catch up on Facebook. And he said, I read your post. And I yelled out to my wife, start the car, we're going to the hospital.
Wow.
And, I just got chills.
I got goosebumps too.
And he said, my surgery is scheduled for the day after New Year's.
Wow.
Then I went to the Bucknell basketball game a couple nights later, and a former sports editor for both Sunbury and, he's still doing Sunbury Daily Item, and he used to be the sports editor at the Milton Standard Journal, grabbed a hold of me and lifted me, and he says, thanks for saving my life. He said, I read your post. He said, I went to the doctor the next day, and he said, I was having a stroke.
Oh, boy.
So I just urge everybody out there, if you get a sign, no matter how minor it is, if it could be heart-related, please heed the warning, go get it checked out. What's it going to hurt?
Nothing.
And a big thank you to Evangelical Community Hospital for saving Duff. So we have him here today. Thanks for coming in.
You got it.